This is the series where I tried to obtain all 3 mega rares from scratch. Today, I'll be finishing off the final God War dungeon boss before revealing exactly how much money we've made, and the results might surprise you. Zamorak God Wars is a little bit of a stinker. It is, without a doubt, the lowest GP per hour God War dungeon boss of all 4. But that's not to say that it doesn't have some decent payoffs, such as the Zami Spear only being a 1 in 128 drop rate, the same as the Saradomin Sword, although this time around, for every one that I receive, it's a free mill. Or the fact that the hilt is actually worth something now, and there's the Staff of the Dead too. The setups that I'll be using for the 24 hours is nearly the same as what I used at Sarah, with the only changes being that I'm going to be using the Fang on the tank, and I'm also taking Sanfu serums. But before we get into that, let me tell you about this awesome new game that I've partnered up with, available on mobile and PC with more than 800 unique champions, intense PvE and PvP content. That's right, it's Raid Shadow Legends. One of the things that I like the most about Raid is just how much new content gets added. Every time I log in, it seems to have so much new content to explore and discover. Like right now with the release of the legendary champion Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, which you can get for free after downloading the game from the description and using the code Monkey King in-game, available for new players for only the first 72 hours after registering. And trust me, you're gonna wanna, because he is a force to be reckoned with. Or maybe you love Norse mythology. If so, Asgard Divide might be right up your street with the release of Loki, Thor, Freya, and Odin. Running now until the 22nd of November, you can collect all 4 champions, and you can start by getting Loki by simply logging into Raid for 7 days between now and the 23rd of October. And the other 3 you can get from the Asgard Divided dungeon event. I personally would love to get my hands on Odin. This guy looks awesome. He's got a goddamn raven. Or crow. I'm not quite sure. So don't miss out. Click my link in the description or scan my QR code on screen to get your first legendary champion Loki by simply logging in. And don't forget to use the promo code Monkey King to get your second legendary Sun Wukong, only within the first 72 hours of registering. And join my clan in-game, the Giga Farm, where you can join me and the boys in some raids. I just realized I've possibly made a bit of a bad judgment call. I've never used the Saradomin's Light here, and it is fucking depressing. Holy hell, it's so dark. We're just gonna deal with it for the first trip. This is the collection log right now. As you can see, I've got 1 KC because I got myself the key for Nex. So we have an entire log to unlock. The 24 hours have begun. Let's hope this is gonna be fruitful. We're gonna have to get a ton of drops if we're gonna make any profit in these 24 hours. The process for killing the boss is so simple. It's really just as simple as attacking the boss on the tank and then attacking the boss on Cozy Club. With the most advanced thing that I do is sometimes I'll step under the boss and I'll Saradomin God's spec one of the minions, and it's really that simple. I haven't killed this boss in a very long time. I don't remember it being this chill. I don't think I've ever done it in full justy with an Elysian, but Fatchex is basically tanking everything. I'm taking like negative damage over here right now, and the only real downside is how dark it is in here. I'm beginning to regret my decision of not recasing and just grabbing one real quick. I'm sorry you're having to see this. Before starting, I was looking up the prices to see how much the Zami Spear was. I remember it being like 20 mil, not even that long ago. It might have been to do with TOA when we realized everything was weak to stab, and it's a little bit unfortunate because the Zami Spear is currently the cheapest it's ever been. Like throughout the entire history of this item. For me to even get a bomb's worth of those things, I need to get 4. Man, I have seen a lot of weird films in my time. I'm watching something right now called Being John Malkovich. What the fuck is this? If any of you guys have watched it, let me know. We've officially done the first hour, and on the Cozy Club, we managed to get a total of 32 kills. And on the tank, we've had 6. So 38 kills in total. Not bad. Well, there it is. That's our very first drop of the 24 hours, the Godsword Shard 1 from a minion. I don't know why, but the minions inside of Zami work completely different from all of the other God War dungeons. It's really strange, because in the other 3, whoever lands the blowing damage that kills the boss is the person that aggroes all of the minions. And for some reason, the aggro in here is just always split. Does anyone know why? I don't know if it's like bugged or something, but I think it's always been like this. Both of the minions are on fat checks, and then for some reason the major is just on me. I don't think this was intentional, because if it was, why wouldn't it be like this at all of the other ones? I had one clip corrupt from this 24-hour video, and it would just so happen to be the one where I got my first drop, which was the Zami Spear. The drop rate for the Zami Spear is about the same as getting the Saradomin Sword from Sarah, so we managed to get 6 of those in that video. It's better than the Saradomin Sword, that is for sure. Oh my god. I literally thought I got the fucking pet. I'm not even trolling. 50 KC. Hard combat task. Oh my days. I truly thought I got the pet. Second Zami Spear in the trip. Honestly, if we get a bunch of these, we're gonna do really well. That is the second one this inventory in 67 KC. Out of all of the God War dungeon bosses, this is the one that is kind of the most concerning, just because Zami doesn't have like a massive drop on its table. Bandos chest plate was 30 mil, Saradomin's hilt was almost 40 mil, and the ACB was over 50, whereas here the most expensive item I can get is the hilt, which is just under 20 mil right now. The exact same one from the exact same minion. Okay. You know, it's funny. Every single one of these God War dungeon bosses that I've done so far, for some reason, I'm always like, is my Tumuk Shadow gonna hit because I've only got Dagon High? And it just never misses. This thing is just insane. So that is going to conclude the first trip. We managed 101 kills here on Cozy Club, and we got 19 kills on Fat Checks. Can we all just take a moment to appreciate how horrible this room looks right now? It just doesn't make me want to be here for 24 hours. It's so dark. I always love doing this. Before and after. Oh my god. It's like, it's literally night and day. My seasonal depression is gone now. Hey. I forgot that was even a thing. I always forget about this item. I don't know why. It's just because it's so useless. What do you even use this for? Like some weird obscure skilling method like rune crafting. Alright, well, it's a collection log. It's worth 40k. We'll take a free collection. Why not? Nah. Oh god. That was a very unnecessary death. Actually, no. It was a tactical death because I'm out of food. There we go. 161 KC. That is the third Zamorak Spear we've had. We're spooning. We're actually spooning. We've made 9 mil. Imagine if like the remaining 24 hours is just a bunch of Zami Spears. It is a new day. We've got 16.5 hours left. It's time we get some collection logs today. What is that, bro? Another one. This is so much better than fucking Sarah swords, man. That's every time I see a spear, I'm just like, that's another Saradomin sword. But this time, it's free mil. Yo, I just sniped a Zami spear. Man, we got free in this inventory right now, man. I'm kind of hoping right now that we don't get anything other than Zami spears. I think that will be cool. Oh, 301 KC, 16.5 mil. Do you know what? I take it back. I was coping. I'm glad that we got something other than a Zami Spear. 16.5 mil. That is worth about the same as all of the Zami Spears that I've had combined. I really am happy to see that. Let's go. Humongous trip. Look at my inventory right now. That's 1.4 mil without any of the uniques, and with the uniques, 27.5 mil. That's actually pretty damn good. We're catching up right now. 5, 8, 14. No more God Sword Shard Freeze. I've had too many of these. I'm pretty sure I got a Chaos Talisman in the last video. It's Saradomin. And again, you already know that is rare as hell. Oh no. I think I've had a rune sword at every single one of the bosses. I don't think there was one that we missed. That's the 7th one. Still free mil. Still makes me sad, but they're adding up. I hope we get 10. And that is another 8 mil trip completed. I've just noticed this for the very first time. I'm guessing it has something to do with Wall Guthic's rests, but I've never seen this before. I wonder where this takes me. It's cool, I guess. The question I have is, who's ever going to use this? Like, who's gonna decide to go out into the wilderness by teleporting to Trollheim, coming past God Wars, going past the Ice Wolves, and down into the Wildy? Do you know what? I'm really curious. I am gonna go down. I'm fearless. I need to test something real quick. Right, can I climb back up? Rocks are too steep. Sad game. Oh shit. We are members no more. One hand in the shadow. This isn't an ideal situation. Why don't I have a single law rune? I'm gonna have to run to Varrock. God damn it. Wow, it's kind of cool being in free to play and just actually seeing people just doing their thing. Look at this guy, dude. Amulet of Accuracy? What an absolute champion. Free to play is absolutely popping off right now. I feel quite nostalgic right now, running through free to play. I feel like I've stepped back in time. 13 mil, that is another 14 days of membership. That was the final kill of the 24 hours. Feels kind of badass knowing that I've just done 24 hours of all 4 of the God War Dungeon bosses. Kind of excited to add everything up and see how much money we've made, but first, let's sell everything. In these 24 hours at Zami, we managed a total of 820 kills. In supply cost on the Cozy Club, I used 23 mil, and on fat checks, I used 8.9 mil plus an entire blood shard, meaning my total supply cost was 42 mil. After selling everything off, the total came out to 54 mil, minus the 42 mil in supplies, leaves us with 12 mil profit, by far the smallest GP made in any of these 24 hours, coming out to a measly 500k GP profit per hour. So the moment is here, the overall breakdown of all 4 bosses. At Bandos, we managed to get a total of 747 KC, and we made a total profit of 84 mil, with an hourly average of 3.5 mil GP per hour. At Armadillo, we got 420 kills, making a total profit of 94 mil, with an hourly average of 3.9 GP per hour. At Saradomin, we got 694 kills, with a total profit of 116 mil, with the hourly average coming out to 4.8 mil GP per hour. Overall, in the 96 hours of God War Dungeon, we've made a total profit of 306 mil, which works out to be, on average, 3.2 million GP per hour. Before I started doing God War Dungeon, the bank was sat at 436 mil, and now it's sat at 745, which means that we are, for the first time, less than 1 bill away from completing my goal. And a big thank you again to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's video.